Hi, students. Let's get started with the subject Science Chapter 7, Temperature and its Measurement. Wrong measurements are worse than no measurements at all. Anna Mane. Lombok and his elder sister Fiban live in Shillong. One day they came home from school. Their parents were away at work and Lombok complained that he was feeling feverish. Fiban touched his forehead and felt that he might be having a fever. To confirm this, she took out the thermometer kept in the almirah. She washed its tip with soap and water and measured Lombok's temperature. To her relief, she found that his temperature was normal. She washed the thermometer tip again, dried it and put it back. She then asked Lombok to change his school uniform, eat his lunch, and rest for some time. 7.1 Hot or cold? We know from experience that some bodies are hotter than others. For example, during summers, the tap water may be hotter than the cold water from a matka, earthen pot, or a refrigerator. We can realize this by merely touching the two samples of water. But can we always rely upon our sense of touch? Let us find out. Compare whether your observations match with your predictions. Did your right hand feel that the water in container B is cool, while your left hand felt that the same water is warm? What do you infer from these observations? We cannot always rely upon our sense of touch to decide correctly whether a body is hot or cold. 7.2 Temperature. A reliable measure of hotness or coldness of a body is its temperature. A hotter body has a higher temperature than a colder body. The difference in temperature between the two bodies tells us how hot a body is in comparison to another body. A device that measures temperature is called a thermometer. There are two kinds of thermometers that you are likely to come across: clinical thermometers and laboratory thermometers. Clinical thermometers are used to measure human body temperatures, whereas laboratory thermometers are used for many other purposes. Let us now learn more about thermometers and how to use them to measure temperature. 7.3 Measuring temperature. 7.3.1 Clinical thermometer. You might be familiar with a thermometer like that shown in Fig. 7.2, which is used for measuring our body temperature. It is called a clinical thermometer. Such thermometers show temperatures digitally. These are also known as digital clinical thermometers and run on batteries. These measure temperature when the thermometer is placed in contact with a person's body. For measuring temperature, the clinical thermometers generally use a scale called the Celsius scale. On this scale, the unit of temperature is degrees Celsius and is denoted by degree C. Earlier, mercury thermometers were used for measuring the body temperature. But mercury is an extremely toxic substance and is difficult to dispose of if the thermometer breaks accidentally. Digital thermometers pose no such risk, and also the numbers in its display are easier to read. Therefore, mercury thermometers are being replaced by digital thermometers. Temperature in a digital thermometer is determined with the help of heat sensors. During the COVID-19 pandemic, some special thermometers were used, which could measure the temperature of a person from a distance. What were those? They are non-contact thermometers, also called infrared thermometers. Such thermometers can measure temperature without touching a person's body and thus reduce the risk of spreading disease. The normal temperature of a healthy human body is taken to be 37.0 degrees Celsius. But in this activity, did you find that the normal temperature of every person was 37.0 degrees Celsius? Or did you find the temperature slightly higher or lower for some people? The temperature of every person may not be 37.0 degrees Celsius. What we call normal temperature is the average body temperature of a large number of healthy people. A perfectly healthy person may, therefore, have a normal temperature slightly different from 37.0 degrees Celsius. The body temperature is influenced by several factors such as age, time of the day, and activity level. You may try measuring your own temperature at different times of the day and on different days. Record the thermometer readings in your notebook. After a month, analyze your temperature record and see if there are any variations. If yes, try to think what might be the reasons for that. The temperature of human beings does not normally go below 35 degrees Celsius or above 42 degrees Celsius. For measuring the body temperature of small children or old people, the digital thermometer can also be placed in the armpit. The temperature measured this way is about 0.5 degrees Celsius to 1 degree Celsius lower than the actual body temperature. There is another scale of temperature known as Fahrenheit scale. On this scale, the unit of temperature is degree Fahrenheit and is denoted by degree F. A temperature measured as 37.0 degrees Celsius on Celsius scale is equivalent to 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit on Fahrenheit scale. The Fahrenheit scale is not used in most scientific studies anymore. In scientific work, there is another scale of temperature known as Kelvin scale. On this scale, the unit for temperature is Kelvin and is denoted by K. The C unit of temperature is Kelvin. All three temperature scales, Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin, are named in honor of the scientists who developed these scales. We can easily convert the temperature from Celsius scale to Kelvin scale by using temperature in Kelvin scale is equal to temperature in Celsius scale plus 273.15. The names of temperature scales, Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale, start with a capital letter. For the units for temperature, degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit, the word degree starts with a lowercase letter while Celsius and Fahrenheit start with a capital letter. The unit Kelvin starts with a lowercase letter. The symbols of all units, degree C, degree F, K, are capital letters. Note that degree sign, degree, is not written with K. A full stop is not written after the symbol, except at the end of a sentence. While writing the temperature, a space is left between the number and the unit. For temperatures more than 1 degree, use the plural of degree, that is, degrees, while writing the full form of the unit. How was fever detected before thermometers were developed? Fever affects the pulse rate of a person. This was known even in olden days in India. However, apart from fever, some other situations also affect the pulse rate. Hence, pulse rate alone is not a reliable indicator of fever. 7.3.2 Laboratory thermometer. There are many types of laboratory thermometers, but the one that might be available in your school laboratory may look like the one shown in Fig. 7.3a. It consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube which is sealed. At one end of the tube is a bulb which contains a liquid. Outside the bulb, in the tube, a narrow column of liquid can be seen. There is a Celsius scale marked along the tube. The liquid column rises or falls with change in temperature. The mark of the Celsius scale with which the top level of the liquid column coincides is the temperature reading. The liquid used in the laboratory thermometer is generally alcohol, colored red to make it easily seen, or mercury. For the thermometer shown in Fig. 7.3b, the temperature difference indicated between 0 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius or between 10 degrees C and 20 degrees Celsius is 10 degrees Celsius. And the number of divisions between these marks are 10 divisions. So, one small division can read 10 divided by 10 equals 1 degree C. That is, the smallest value that this thermometer can read is 1 degree Celsius. Your school laboratory may have thermometers for which the range and the value of the smallest division may be different. It is, therefore, always necessary to look carefully at the thermometer you are about to use. You have learned how to find the temperature range of a given laboratory thermometer. You have also learned how to find the smallest value that a given laboratory thermometer can read. We will now learn how to measure temperature using a laboratory thermometer. But let us first learn how to use a laboratory thermometer correctly. Wait till the column stops rising and note the temperature. Do not wait too long, otherwise the water itself will start to cool. What is the temperature of water measured by you? Compare it with the readings of your friends. Do you notice that, as soon as you take the thermometer out of the water, the level of liquid column begins to fall? This means that the temperature must be read while the thermometer is immersed in water. Following two experimental setups are to be arranged by your teacher. One by one, as per your turn, go closer to the setups and observe the readings of both the thermometers. What are the temperatures of ice and boiling water? Read the temperatures of ice and boiling water again after some time. Are the temperatures same or have changed? You may have noticed that the temperature of water remains constant while it is boiling. Also, the temperature of ice remains constant while it is melting. 7.3.3 air temperature. You might have seen thermometers, such as the one shown in Fig. 7.5, hung on walls of your school laboratory, doctor's clinic, and hospitals. These give an approximate idea of the room temperature. Have you seen weather reports in newspapers, TV news, or internet? These reports also mention the maximum and minimum air temperature of the day. Does the maximum and minimum temperature stay at the same level during these days? Because weather depends on several factors, these temperatures usually vary every day. Generally, as we approach the summer season, the temperature rises and during the winter season it falls. There are many techniques for measuring air temperature. Air temperature is an important weather parameter and is monitored at weather stations all over the world. The data gathered on air temperature along with various other parameters are used for making weather forecasts. Anna Mani, 1918 to 2001, was an Indian scientist, also known as the Weather Woman of India. She invented and built a large number of weather measurement instruments. This reduced the reliance of India on other nations for such instruments. She also explored the possibilities of using wind and solar energy in India. Her work helped India to become one of the global leaders in renewable energy. Thanks for watching.